Hello, hello everyone. Welcome back. It's Renee. I hope you're having a great day. So we are continuing on with a few of our little projects that I'm trying to finish up before the end of the year. But before I move on to that, so today we'll be playing with some stamps. But like I said, before I move on to that, I want to go over a couple things. I had a question from my last video on how I store all my little ephemera pieces. So I want to show you a couple ways. So you all were with me in my last video where I made all those little, die cuts of tags and little flower pieces. Well, I have these little bags, these little like glassine or plastic bags that I'll store like little pieces of ephemera in. I'll put some, like I put all my tags in one bag, all my flower pieces in another. So that's one way you can store. Let's see, another way I store a few things is I showed you, I think in my last video, for example, I have these little just page protectors, and like here is, all the pages that I've torn out of birds, for instance. So here's some birds. I have one of flowers, I have one of mushrooms, I have one of just like old fashioned pictures like this that I've torn out of books or magazines or what have you, and I just kind of throw them in these little page protectors, and then I line them up in a closet or in my cabinet behind me. Then I also have this huge, humongous, exploding at the seams ephemera book that I literally just put together in a day. I saw someone do one, and I just used some old scrapbook paper that I had. So it opens up like this, and it has two pockets in the front and then the same in the back, and I just throw all my ephemera pieces or printables or what have you in here. So here's like flowers, and then on the pages of scrapbook paper, and this thing probably won't last too long. As you can see, it's starting to tear because it's exploding so much, but it's lasted me, I don't know, a year or so already. Then I just sewed a lot of, I just cut out these, again, page protector plastic pieces. I cut out a bunch of rectangles of those and just sewed them in. And so that's where I put all the, I think these are some Tim Holtz images or little die cuts I have of butterflies. And so each page I glued, let's see, it looks like, two pieces of, and if they're starting to come apart, but with the sewing, they kind of will stay. But I just glued two pieces of scrapbook paper together, and then after I sewed the sheets on, as you can see here. So I sewed the sheet on and then glued the two pieces together. So this little piece needs to be re-glued. But that's how I made all these little pockets here. Like I said, this thing is exploding at the seams. So I just kind of throw like different tags and tabs in here, and just kind of organize them a little bit in a little way. Here's some more stamps, which I forgot I had. So it's good I looked through here. I'll have to add these to my other stamps. I might have to add a different section just for stamps. But yeah, this 3 signatures, I think. Let me see on the back. Yeah, 3 signatures. This thing is literally exploding. I've got little baggies of whatever in here. Sticker pieces or leftover pieces from different projects. And I literally just kind of throw them all in here. So one of these days I am going to have to go through this and use up a lot of these things. So here's just a package of ephemera pieces, and then it flips out into 2 pockets in the back as well. So you can do that. You can make yourself an ephemera little booklet. Super easy to make. I did it in a day. I just literally threw it together so I had something. So I have that. You can do that. And like I said, I might have to make a couple more because these are exploding. Let me move that. You could, if you have like a binder, or this is a huge one I have, but this is a cropping style. Let me open this. If you have just a regular old binder with like photo protector pages, this I bought from garage sale or online, a Facebook marketplace or something, and it's just chock full of miscellaneous, and I haven't even gone through this in forever, miscellaneous, you know, little stickers, ephemera pieces, what have you. But it comes with these little pockets or bigger pockets and such. But if you have just a regular old binder, you can put page protectors in here, like, you know, these that are just one sheet, and just, you know, put it in and put your ephemera in there. Or you can get ones with like the smaller pockets, or you can get the photo protectors with just like, you know, the 4x6s or the 3x5 sheets or what have you. And you can just fill up a binder and put all your little ephemera pieces in there as well. So there's a variety of different ways you can store little ephemera. I'm probably using all of it in some shape or form. You can also just take, you know, a little shoebox. If you have like a little plastic shoebox or any kind of plastic thing, and put all your ephemera in there. Like this big monster. So I am attacking this today. Some of it. This is full of stamps and such that, like, whenever I get, look at this. Oh my gosh, this is probably a couple years worth, or way more than a couple years worth. But whenever I get letters or cards or whatever in the mail, I'll always rip off this stamp part that I can use them in the future for junk journals. So, you know, use those extra envelopes that you get in the mail. Use the junk mail, and then don't forget, you know, tear off the stamps. I don't know if any of these are worth anything. I doubt it, but you never know. I do have a few that I've collected from different countries and stuff, so I'll have to check on these. But I've got so many things. So I'm going to attack this today. So let me move this to the side. So if you have ever wondered how to get these off the paper and into just, you know, regular stamps like this, I will show you how to do it. So I have a piece of wax paper. Let me show you that. Piece of wax paper here on the side. I just did a few of these yesterday to make sure that I remembered how to do this, make sure it works. So these were on pieces of paper like this as of yesterday. And then they dried overnight, and I put it on wax paper so it doesn't stick to anything. So you need a piece of wax paper, or just something that the stamps won't stick to as they're drying. So I'll leave that here so you can kind of see it. I don't know if you can see it. You can barely see it right up here. You need a bowl of water. I like to use warm water just because it's cold here and it's warm, and I need some warm water. And then you're going to take all your pieces of paper and stick them in, but you want to be careful. You don't want to stick in something like this red envelope, this red, because the dye might leak into the water onto all your other stamps. So if you have like a colored piece, and we'll see how this blue one does, we'll have to watch that. You just want to kind of get all your stamps in here. So we're going to put that to the side. We'll do that one separate, that one to the side. And so you just kind of want to go through them and do them in batches, I guess. And you want to get them all in your water. And you get them really wet. They're going to let them soak. So let's grab a few more. Okay, I'm not sure if this yellow will bleed, so we'll put that to the side. There's another red. I'm just going to do a bunch of white ones right now. So you want to do color batches, I guess, would be the best. See, I'm not sure if that'll bleed. That might bleed as well. So kind of do it in color batches just for the fact that it might bleed and ruin all your stamps in there. Okay, so you got to kind of do them in batches because you don't want to overflow your water too much. They'll start sticking together. So I'm going to move these to the side. So in the meantime, and you literally just have to let them sit for just a few minutes. They'll start peeling off. So I'll show you in a minute. So let's move this. We'll let that kind of steep in the water. I'll move that over here. And then the other thing I had, I'm going to sit down and we can all chat and talk while I'm working on my projects. So I have this old stamp book. I had that. I had these. I don't know where I picked these up from, somewhere. And then this, woo, there went all my stamps. Just blew them all. Oops, and I got water on this one. And I'm kind of organizing my stamps into like flowers in a pile, old-fashioned stamps here, steampunk kind of stamps, bigger stamps, smaller stamps, you know, butterfly stamps. Just, you know, my way of organizing them. But I also had this book. So I had all this stacked on my desk. And so I'm like, okay, I'm trying to get rid of stuff. So what I'm going to do is go through these and cut these stamps out and use them, because I'm not going to use this book. I don't need the book for stamp collecting. I could sell the book, but I think I got, this has been, I probably picked it up in a garage sale or something. So it's got all these really cool pictures in them, and so I'm going to cut these out and use them as stamps, you know, just like you do with any other you know, magazine picture or whatever. That way I can get rid of this whole book and I'll just have like a little pile of stamps and get rid of this and then make some space. So the same with this. This is a 1983 stamp prices. So I just kind of went through and started cutting out a few. So I'm going to finish up this book and I'm going to cut these out as well. Now, if you don't have any of these kind of books or you don't have real stamps that you can use, your other option is, you know, make your own. So I have these little stamp things. I think this one, I think I got from AliExpress. Maybe this one I did. Gosh, y'all, I don't remember where I get all my stuff from. And you can see, I haven't even used these yet. They're brand new. So you can make your own stamps. Again, just like we did yesterday with our flowers and our other stamps, you can stamp these onto book pages as well. And then you have a really cool background with these. You can stamp them in different colors. You can stamp them on different scrapbook paper you have, or just plain white paper, whatever you want. But if you don't have real stamps or a book of stamps, you can make your own. So you can do that as well. And then those will be really cool little ephemera pieces that you can use in your journaling. So anyways, then, oh, the other thing I was going to show you with this scissors, this is scallop scissors from Fisker. It's got the little, whatever those are, the little hills and valleys. But let me see if I can grab a piece of scrap paper here out of the garbage. Okay, so here's one I was cutting. If you cut it like this, you're going to get the scallop edge. If you turn the scissors around and cut it like this, you'll get this type of edge. And that's the kind of edge that is along a stamp. So when you do your stamping down on a piece of paper, if you cut it out of the page like this, and again, you don't have to have these scissors, but if you do, look at already, that's looking like a stamp. So if you cut around one of your own stamps here, and a lot of the stamps, they already come with that scalloped edge kind of, but if you want to even give it more of the stamp look or whatever, you can cut it like that with the scissors. So that just gives you some more ideas of things that you can do if you want the whole stamp look. But like I said, I am just trying to get rid of some of these books, some of these things off my desk. I'm really trying to pare down. And then in the meantime as well, get all my ephemera pieces together. So let me move this aside. So yeah, so while these, I'm checking them, they're still not coming up yet. So I'm gonna let them soak some more. While those are soaking, I'm gonna go through these books, and I didn't cut them all out. I am just kind of going through and taking the ones that I know that most likely I will use. So for example, I'm probably gonna use these dancing ones. Well, I'll definitely use these owls. So I think I'll use the owls more than the dancers. So that's what I kind of do. I look, and I am just cutting these out with the regular scissors. Oh, and the trees, I'll use the trees in like a botanical one. So right now I'm just cutting them out as a group. If I need to divide them when I'm journaling, I can do that. That'll go with my flower pile. This will all be vegetation. But yeah, so little by little, I am clearing off my desk. I am getting projects done that I've been wanting to get done forever. But yeah, figured I'd take you all along. We'll make birds. I thought I had birds. These are birds and flowers. I guess I'll just keep them all together. Birds and flowers. Oh, these are cute. Those are really tiny ones, but I'll cut out the strip of them. So yeah, if you're ever at a garage sale or ever at a Goodwill store or a thrift store or something and you see a stamp book, you definitely, you know, if you use stamps in your journaling, you might want to just grab it, because then you don't have to have real stamps, because real stamps can get expensive to buy, you know, a lot of times if you can't find deals on those. So I just get the stamp books and I just use them. And there's a lot of ways you can grunge these up. You can use, like if you don't like the shimmer and shine of these, you can use some matte gesso over the top, clear matte gesso. It'll tone it down. You can take some ink over it. You can take a little piece of, what is that, sandpaper over it and give it like a distressed look. There's a lot of things you can do to junk, you know, junk things up. But this way, I will, you know, just cut out a few, and instead of storing this whole book, I can store up just these stamps. And what I'll do is I'll put them in like a little glassine envelope again, or, you know, make a section in my ephemera book just for stamps. Like I said, when I looked through it, I forgot I had those 2 little pockets of stamps, so I got to add those to these and get all my stamps together. I'm trying to get organized. It's so hard. I got to organize a lot of my my folders on my computer, because when I'm trying to look for something now, I've been collecting so many things for junk journaling and Bible journaling that my folders, it takes me an hour just to go through a folder. So I need to go in and kind of organize them, maybe like, you know, for autumn, for Christmas, for, you know, Bible journaling, for what have you. So I'm going to kind of do that one day as well. But today, what time is it? It's almost dinner time here now. I spent literally the whole day in the garage, and I only got through like one side of my garage. Almost. I didn't get all the way through. I got almost all the way through one side of my garage. And I'm trying to see which ones I might want to use here. And out of that, I came out with 3 boxes full of stuff I'm getting rid of. So that's sitting in my garage. I'm gonna sell that or pass it on, one of the two. Probably a little bit of both. Oh, I like the music and the writing here. I threw out a bunch of stuff, and then I brought in a bunch of books that I need to go through and tear pictures out of, because I have these really, really thick books that might have like these old pictures in them or whatever. And so what I'll do is I'll just go through and cut out the pictures I want or I think that I'll use, and then I can store those versus storing that really thick, big book. It's just easier for me. I'm just really trying to pare down. I don't know if I'll use any of these other ones. We'll just throw it out. I'll find some better ones. But yeah, these, I think I don't even know where I got this book. Somewhere, again, probably just picked it up or, you know, saw somebody throwing it out and grabbed it. I am like that, y'all. I will, if I see people throwing things out, or I'm at a friend's house and they're like, oh, I'm getting rid of this. I'm like, don't get rid of it, give it to me. And then I bring it home and I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. But, you know, a lot of times I do use it, or I'll pass it on, or I'll take a couple things out of it and then I'll pass it on to someone else who I know can use it as well. And, you know, just keep it going. I hate when things land in the, you know, trash hill when they don't need to. I have a friend of mine who works in a warehouse, and they constantly throw out things. And I tell them all the time, don't throw out, if you're, you know, gonna throw out any like old books or, you know, any kind of arts and crafts stuff or whatever, don't throw it out, give it to me, any material, that kind of stuff. And they don't come across it very often, but when they do, she'll save it for me and give it to me. So a lot of this stuff I will get for free, and then I'll just kind of go through it and pick what I want out of it and then pass it on or use it for something else or another project or what have you. So that's what I spent all morning doing. And so right now we're just gonna do these little projects and kind of go through this. And what else do you think, y'all? This little, these two we'll use. But yeah, so this is another thing you can layer up. Again, if you had one of those tags from yesterday, like with the music paper that I cut out, and then you want to put, you know, like a little stamp on top with whatever. I mean, these are all things you can use to layer up, always to give your piece of art or whatever you're working on just a little bit more interest. Y'all know I'm all about the layers. Oh, I like this old-fashioned one. Aw, I didn't think to cut. That would have been good for steampunk. Oh well. I need to look on both sides. See, I'm too busy talking. I will get more. Okay, let me check these stamps. Okay, it looks like they still need a little bit more time to soak. Some of them are a little bit more stubborn than others. We'll try a couple in just a minute. I'll finish doing this and then. So I'm gonna cut these out. I'm gonna cut these out. These will be fun to cut. I don't know where I got these. These are probably stuck in a book somewhere. Looks like someone just printed them out, but hey, you know, these are bigger stamps and I'll definitely use those for layering. Oh, let's see. Maybe use these one day. Who knows? And then if I don't use them, I always like pass them on to somebody else who's into the whole crafting scene as well. That's good for travel. Yeah, you can get ephemera pieces everywhere, y'all. You really just got to keep your eyes open. And a lot of people love using stamps, so let's use them. And I know these aren't real stamps, but just like digi kits that you buy, they're not real. I mean, they're real, but you know, they're a kit that you print out. So just pretend you printed those out. Okay, so let's bring this over and let's see if we can get a few of these off. Okay, I'll pull up my sleeve. My arm is still, I'm all padded up from my burn. It's healing nicely. But with long sleeves, I got put a little pad on it with some medicine on it to try to. Okay, so if they're starting to come off, you can see here that they're sticking a little, but usually they'll come off pretty easily, especially if you have it in the water for a good amount of time. But you got to be a little gentle with it. And there you go. Just like that, your stamp's off. So then I put it over on my wax paper and I let it dry overnight. So just be careful. See, that one's being stubborn. We'll let it sit for a little bit more. Sometimes they'll just start peeling off. Like, look, this one just came off all by itself. Those are the nice ones. Those are the great ones that come off all by themselves. Let's see if we can find some more that are starting to come off. And there you go. And look at that. So then you just put them to the side, let them dry, and then you can use them in your, or you can, you know, if you're a stamp collector, you could put them in a book. I do have a stamp book. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see here. Okay, so I've got more piles, a stamp album. Again, probably found it in a bin somewhere or garage sale. So this is an actual stamp album, so I can take all these stamps and insert them in these little pre-made, you know, little holders for these stamps. I have not checked to see if any of these are worth anything. Oh, look at here. Got a whole sticker set of stamps. So yeah, I've got like a whole pile of like stamps up here. So I'm trying to kind of go through and get rid of some of these books that I know I won't use and try to organize this stuff because I just got piles of stuff everywhere. So, okay, let's see. Whoop, that one came off real easy. So yeah, this is how you do it. Super easy. You can just spend the day doing that. So what I'll do is do these in batches today. That one didn't totally come off. Just got to work your way. Might need to stay in the water a little bit more.